I have never been one to believe in the paranormal. If something weird happens, I always look for a logical explanation. And for the most part, that's worked. Except for one night back in 2000 that still freaks me out to this day. Back then, my family, my parents, two younger siblings, and I lived with our grandmother in a two-story house. We stayed on the ground floor while she had the second floor to herself. My parents had their own room, and my siblings and I shared a room with separate beds. The two rooms were connected by a shared bathroom, which my grandmother often used, probably just to check on us when our parents weren't home yet. One night, our parents were taking forever to come home, so my siblings and I decided to pass the time by watching Beauty and the Beast on VHS. It was our favorite Disney movie at the time. Everything was normal until out of nowhere our bedroom door swung open by itself. A few seconds later, the bathroom door opened and closed, followed by the sound of the toilet flushing. Then the bathroom door opened again, and our bedroom door did the same. We just sat there completely frozen. Then, as if that wasn't terrifying enough, the TV screen suddenly turned to static. That's when we lost it. We huddled together on the bed, crying and freaking out. We were young, but not that young. Around 9, 8, and 5 years old. Old enough to understand that something really weird was happening. When our parents finally got home, they found us in tears but didn't think much of it. The next day, my mom pulled me aside in the bathroom and told me that my grandmother had passed away. Here's the thing, I hadn't said a word about what happened the night before, yet somehow she knew we had been upset. For over 20 years, my siblings and I never talked about it. I even convinced myself that I must have imagined the whole thing. Without any confirmation from anyone else, it was easy to write it off as a false memory. I just lived my life assuming I'd never actually experienced anything paranormal. And then, everything changed. I'm currently doing a PhD in the UK, and during a holiday visit back home to the Philippines, my family and I were reminiscing about my grandmother's last birthday. Since we're part Chinese, her 70th birthday was a big deal, so it was a memorable event. Out of nowhere, my mom casually said, "Do you remember the day she died? You were crying even though you didn't even know yet." Then she went on to describe, in detail, the exact events my siblings and I experienced that night. Apparently, my younger sister had told my mom about it, when it was her turn to be told about our grandmother's passing. I just sat there, stunned. I had spent over 2 decades convincing myself that night wasn't real, that my memory had played tricks on me. But it actually happened, and that freaks me the hell out. For more such videos, please follow, like, share, and subscribe.